So many things of interest are happening this week, I'll touch on just a few. CNBC reports that Congressman Ron Paul has asked administration officials to audit the purity of the nation's 700,000 gold bars supposedly held at Fort Knox. Congressman Paul is apparently one step closer to requesting representatives from the U.S. Treasury and the U.S. Mint to testify at a subcommittee hearing on June 23rd about the authenticity of the nation's gold. The Treasury is claiming it would cost $15 million to perform such an audit and could take 400 people 6 months to accomplish the task, implying that this would somehow be wasteful. Now, wait just a minute. If this audit really was undertaken, we could at least be sure that 400 of the, quote, new jobs reported by the Bureau of Labor Statistics were real jobs, and not the phantom jobs so often reported using the birth-death model in revised reports. Besides, I thought this administration was all about creating new jobs. Bill Gross of PIMCO was interviewed this week and stated that all the money owed to future liabilities in entitlement programs puts the U.S. economy in worse shape than Greece. It's not just the $14.3 trillion of public debt. It's the $50 trillion estimate, which includes Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, or the $100 trillion estimate that includes the monies used for the financial bailouts of 2008 and 2009. He went on to say that should the debt problem in Greece explode into a full-blown crisis, he predicts that German debt, not U.S. debt, would become the safe haven choice for global investors. So one has to ask the question, if U.S. debt is no longer considered safe haven debt by global investors, then who is going to buy it? Perhaps we are. It's like the lizard who starts eating himself, beginning with his own tail. It's an ugly picture that ends badly. A report issued this week by Standard Charter of London predicts gold will more than triple to $5,000 an ounce because of the global supply-demand deficit. This report has broken out on the mainstream financial press as a new revelation with official credibility. I applaud that. But let's not forget that the issue of supply-demand deficits and what that will do to the price of gold goes back a considerable period of time. I'd like to close by recapping my GoldSeek report on the Gata Goes to Washington conference in April of 2008, when I interviewed John Embry of Sprott Asset Management. Remember, this commentary was presented over 3 years ago on GoldSeek, and I quote, "But of all the speakers I've heard so far, none was more compelling than John Embry. He had 3 major takeaway points about the gold market. Number 1, there will be declining mine supply over the next 5 years. Number 2, there will be rising demand for gold over that same period of time. Number 3, central bank selling of gold is coming to an end because they are running out of supply. This means central banks will no longer be able to fill the supply-demand gap and keep prices down. In his 45 years of investing, at that time he had never seen a more explosive foundation for prices to go much, much higher than they are right now." And that was 3 years ago. Imagine where gold will be 3 years from now.